Hello, friends. It's your girl, Venice Antoinette.
And A Momo Chanel.
Here with another episode of
Sip
Sip
and
and
Spill.
Spill. And today, we're here to talk to you about...
We are here to talk about Drake's new single has inspired our topic for today, basically.
Yes, it did, honey. Yes, it did.
Nice for what? Let's snaps up for that. But basically, it was uplifting to women, and one of the themes was that it's okay to be like a single woman and just enjoy that. So we're going to talk about how that's more common today and why, and how to enjoy it. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so what do you think, made Drake do this? Do you think he just noticed, a lot of women are single these days and happy with it, or...
I don't know what inspired him to do it, but I appreciate it because it's like, as a woman, you kind of grow up just thinking that you have to be with a man. Mm-hmm. Like your successes are like growing up, graduating high school, and then finding a boyfriend, husband, or, going to college, depending on your family, but finding a boyfriend, husband, getting married, having kids.
Yeah.
That's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing to see a man at such a high standard or stance or whatever you want to say. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. The point is, mm-hmm. It's good to see him appreciate a woman being single, mm-hmm. loving herself, accepting herself, because growing up, the traditional way is not for a woman to be single, and now it's accepting and okay to be that.
Right, and especially even in most of the music today, it'll be about, dealing with a man, mm-hmm. or sticking it out with a man, mm-hmm. or whatever, things like that. And you could expect something like this from maybe Beyonce, but to hear Drake do it, it was okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Drake. And it's so true. I feel if you took a poll, back in the day to, when our parents were our age, up to how many women were, single as opposed to now, it was, drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
I know when my mom was my age, she was married and had me, one
mm-hmm.
kid at least. So, but a lot of people my age are, nowhere on that track yet.
Yeah, and I love it. Mm-hmm. I just love our generation for that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't force ourselves into relationships. We don't try to necessarily rush marriage and kids, and nothing against people our age who do have those. I'm
right.
happy for them, but it's just not, it doesn't seem like it's as apparent that it's necessary as it was for the generations before us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really appreciated, because for me personally, I enjoy being single. Mm-hmm. I have to say, when I hit 25, I had this euphoria where I really learned to love myself and accept myself. And I'm so glad I was able to kind of experience that euphoria when I was single, because when I was in a relationship, I didn't feel that. Nothing against who I was dating. It's just when you're alone, you accept yourself even more because you don't feel the need to have acceptance from somebody else, or try to impress somebody else, or try to be the best for
right.
somebody else. You really just try to be the best for yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think being single is the best way to learn to love yourself.
Absolutely. That's when you really get to learn who you are. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was saying how, she had gotten out of a relationship a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And if she hadn't done that, she never would have done, all the things that she's done over
mm-hmm.
the past couple years. And not maybe necessarily because she felt restricted, but it's just you just think a different way when you're by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with partnership and relationship and being together. But there's nothing wrong with celebrating being by
single.
yourself and finding yourself until, you get into a relationship.
One thing I love about being single in reference to my feelings now is that I'm able to consider things I want to do without having to consider someone else. Because there's a lot of things when you're in a relationship that you may hold back from or not pursue because you feel I'm going to lose my partner, etc. But when you're single, the world is yours. Like, you can, if you decide you want to wake up tomorrow and go to California for 3 months and go to Barbados for 3 months and then go to Italy for 3 months and come back, and like, you are okay and you can do that.
Yes.
But if you're in a relationship, you don't have that freedom.
Yeah, you're able to do what you need to do and become who you need to become. Like, I know personally, if I would have been in my previous relationship around the time I don't even think I wouldn't have even had this show on my mind. Because, I mean, in that relationship, it could have caused problems. But being able to have been single, like, I never think about that. Like, I want to do this, and we're going to do it because that's what works for me right now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just, like, and again, I'm not downplaying anyone who is in a relationship, because the feeling of love is something I think everyone should experience.
Absolutely.
But it's just so refreshing to see a man appreciate single women who are really content being single. Because I feel like so many men think that women are miserable when they're single.
Yes, they do.
And it drives me crazy. Like,
I get the question all the time, like, why are you single?
Oh my goodness, I hate that question.
What am I supposed to
Why can't I just love me?
Right? Like, they assume, like, it's almost like, and they ask it in a way, it's a normal question, but they ask in a way like, well, like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm sorry for you. And it's okay, like, to be okay being single. Every woman who is single is not bitter and lonely and miserable. Like, we don't always need a man to complete us. It's great when you find a man that, you know, compliments you and that, you know, you can continue to grow with, but you don't need one to be happy. You really don't. Just like a lot of men, y'all can feel the same way. You don't, you know, well, y'all already do feel that way. Men don't get that pressure like we do. Like, well, like, why don't you have a girlfriend? Or like, why? Like, nobody
any man I asked that question to, he asked me first. Like, I'm really, because when you brought that up, I was thinking, like, did I ever ask somebody that, like, just because? And no, because why do I care? Like, the only time I've ever asked that is somebody asked me first, like, why are you single? And I hate that question so much, because it's like, because I want to be. Like, because I'm happy with who I am. Like, because I love Venice enough that Venice doesn't feel the need to give Venice to anybody else but Venice. Like, why is that an issue?
I don't understand it. It's like, don't ask that question. I just don't understand the question. Like, what kind of answer are you supposed to...
That's the other thing, too, like you said. What exactly... I actually really want to ask the men this, and please, somebody answer this question in the comments.
Yes.
What do you expect as an answer to that question? I would love to know.
Right, like, I just don't know what they want to hear. Do they expect you to say, oh, I'm crazy?
Right.
Or, oh, like, nobody wants me, or, oh, like...
Oh, I'm miserable. Oh, I'm a horrible catch. Oh, like, what do you expect to hear? Like, I just got out of a relationship. I could understand that, but you could just ask somebody, how'd your last relationship go? Like, why do you need to know why I hate that question so much.
Men help us understand. And such a double standard.
So hopefully Drake's song will inspire men to learn that is not an appropriate question to ask a woman, and to stop asking us that question, because as two single, beautiful black women, we are perfectly content in that way.
Yes.
Thank you. Amen and hallelujah. Okay? Like, I can't.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up just our appreciation for Drake's appreciation.
Thank you, Drake.
Thank you, Drake.
For showing appreciation to us single women. And shout out to all the single ladies out there who are loving yourself and being your best self and living your best life. Because if you can't love yourself, how can you expect someone else to? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Holla.
Yes.
So... But thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Also, make sure you tune in every Wednesday to watch us upload our new episodes at 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m., yeah.
New time, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Catch y'all after work now.
Catch y'all after work. Yeah, noon was too early for y'all. Noon was too early. But thank you again for watching, and until next time, deuces.
Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let that thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to